Good morning, Girl Scouts, Spirit of Nebraska. I am Michelle Teeters, and today we're going to find out how coolers work, but we're going to give everybody a minute or two to hop on. So in the meantime, we'll hang out here and just give it, because it's only 8:59, so we're a little bit early. And I want to make sure everybody has time to see the live and can hop on with us. Good morning, Cassie Joe. Don't mind my crazy hair today, guys. It's supposed to be like 97 degrees in Sydney today, so it is pulled up. It's already hot outside. I don't remember it always being so hot in June, but it's okay. I'll take it. Looks like I got a few people hopping on so far. Say hi to us if you want to. Tell us where you're at. We like to hear from you guys. We miss our girls, that's for sure. We miss being able to see you in person. These are fun, but we miss seeing your faces and talking to you and giving you a hug. I see lots of Girl Scout people watching. Hi, guys. Don't judge me by my hair and my messy, I guess you can't see my messy space, so I'm doing okay. I am gonna adjust a little. All right, we are gonna go ahead and get started. So you are watching the Girl Scouts at Home programming, and today we're gonna do a STEM experiment to find out how coolers work. We have lots of Girl Scouts at Home content for you every day. There's content at 10 and 2, and there's content on outdoors and STEM and life skills and entrepreneurship. So the pillars of Girl Scouts, there's so many fun activities that we do with you guys, and you can go back and watch any of them you want on our YouTube channel too. So if you miss it live, you can catch it on the YouTube channel later. So with that being said, let's get started. So we are going to learn how coolers work today. So you're going to need a couple things if you want to do this at home later anyways. So you're going to need 2 Ziploc bags. You're going to need 2 Tupperware containers of some sort. They don't have to be this size, but you want them to be the same size. One needs to have a lid. So same size, one with a lid, okay? You're going to need cotton balls or styrofoam peanuts or bubble wrap or like newspaper, a whole bunch of crumpled up newspaper. And last, you're going to need ice cubes. This is my son's cup from when he was really little. He would probably be embarrassed if he knew I showed this to all of you, but he's had this since he was like 1 and he's 12 now. It's the only thing we ever found with his name spelled right. Anyways, so you're gonna need some ice cubes. All right, so everybody knows, like when you go camping, a lot of times you take a cooler, right? Because you want to keep your food and your drinks cold. But how does the cooler actually do that? So we are going to learn how that happens today. So first things first, in one of your containers, take some cotton balls or whatever you're gonna use and put some on the bottom, okay? Just kind of cover the whole bottom really good. Make sure I got them packed in there good. All right, and then take one of your Ziploc bags and put an ice cube in it. Ooh, slippery. I'm just gonna take one ice cube. They're already melting in my house. I'm gonna kind of get the air out of there, and I'm gonna seal that bag up. And I'm going to put it right on top of my cotton balls, okay? Then I'm gonna put some more cotton balls on top. You want to surround that ice cube and fill up the space with cotton balls, okay? The more cotton balls you get in there, or paper, or whatever you're using you get in there, the better. Just make sure you can get the lid on, okay? Because this is the one you're gonna put the lid on. All right, so I've got stuffed full of cotton balls and my Ziploc bag with my ice cube, and now I'm just gonna pop that lid on there. I might have gotten too many ice cubes. There, I got it. All right, all sealed up. Now in the other one, you're not gonna put anything in it except for the Ziploc bag with an ice cube, okay? And try to get ice cubes that are about the same size. It doesn't have to be exact, you guys, but close to the same size. All right, so you got Ziploc bag ice cube, and it's just gonna go in here all by itself with nothing else. Now, today is a perfect day for this. Take these 2 containers outside and put them someplace sunny, okay? And I'll take mine out in just a minute. I actually set some up earlier so that they would have some time to do their work and we could see what happened without having to sit here and wait in silence for a while. So tell me, I guess let's talk about what do we think is gonna happen? Which ice cube do you think is actually going to melt faster? Just take a guess and we'll find out here in just a minute when I go outside. So which ice cube do you think is going to be more melted when you open your containers? While you think about that, I am going to go grab my containers. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. In Houston, we may have a small problem. I might not have gotten these out soon enough. I thought 30 minutes would be good because I didn't want to melt them all the way, but it looks like I didn't put them out quick enough. Anyways, so you're gonna go put your containers in someplace nice and sunny so they get lots of sunshine and they get nice and warm, okay? After, I don't know, these were out for about a half an hour, so depending on the weather, just keep an eye on them and watch your container bits open. Okay, once your container bits open, once you see the ice cube has melted, see my ice cube has not melted. I have some water in the bottom of my bag, so it's definitely started to melt, okay? But once your ice cube is most of the way melted, go ahead and bring them inside and look at them. So we know that the one with no insulation has started to melt. I would say, I mean, there's just a little bit of water in that bottom corner, but you can see. So now let's open up our container that is our cooler with our insulating material. I make a big old mess with cotton balls all over my table. What do you think has happened? Do you think this ice cube has melted? You guys, this ice cube hasn't melted at all. There's maybe a drop of water that has melted off of the ice cube. Okay, so let's talk about why this happened. Why do you think that the insulating material made such a difference? How does it keep the ice from melting? Well, we're gonna find out. So, give me 1 second, I gotta check my notes, just so I make sure I'm explaining this clearly to you guys. So, with an ice cube in a sealed insulated container, it reduces the amount of heat that it can gain by conduction because the insulating material is not a good conductor of heat. So cotton balls don't conduct heat well, you guys. They just don't. And it's not, convection doesn't work in a closed environment like that. So that because the lid is sealed, the air can't flow around the ice cube like it could in the open container. The open container, the air could just flow all around. And in the sealed container, there was no airflow, right? There was no way for the air to get access and get in there and flow around that ice cube. Also, it does help if your insulation is opaque. So if you can't see through your insulation. If your insulation is clear, it might not work as well. This makes a bigger difference, you guys, if you're outside because you're trying to prevent the amount of heat transferred by radiation, and that really is just the sun's rays, you guys. So if the sun's rays can get through the container like they can on your clear with no lid, it's going to melt much faster than if you have an opaque material that the sun's rays can't get to your ice cube through. Okay, so let's talk about what are conduction convection and radiation, you guys. So conduction is just, how do I explain that the easiest? Conduction is when something touches something else. So when you touch an ice cube, you feel the cold, right? Or when you touch a warm mug, you feel the heat. That's conduction. That's how, I mean, if you go outside and touch a table or a surface that's been in the sun, that's conduction. Convection is when air or a liquid like water flows over something. And that's a little bit more complicated to understand. So convection can be natural for like in science, or it can be natural for like when a hot object, like a pan on the stove, it'll warm the air around it. So when you stand in front of the stove and your mom is cooking, you probably feel the warm air coming off of the stove, right? That's the air moving the heat around your house. Or it can be forced. So like a fan, if you blow a fan over something that is warm, it will blow the heat off of that warm object and into the area around it. You can also feel convection if you stand outside in the winter and you start to feel cold. That's the cold air blowing and it's making your body cold. Or if you stand in the sun, same thing. You can feel the sun on your skin. So let's talk about the last one, and it's electromagnetic radiation. This is just the warmth of the sun, you guys. The sun is millions of miles away, and it's in a vacuum, right? It's in space. So there's no matter. There's no air to allow for convection, and you're not going to touch the sun, so it's not conduction, right? So that's electromagnetic radiation. That's the sun's rays. There's lots of different ways that heat can get from one place to another. So that kind of means keeping your food and your drinks cold when you're outside on a hot day or even just a warm day, right? So let's talk about some things that you could do at home. Try making different coolers with some different insulating materials. So maybe you get 4 or 5 Tupperware containers and you put cotton in one, and you put bubble wrap in one, and you put packing peanuts in one, and then you find out which one works best. That would be a fun experiment to try at home. Or what if you combined different layers inside of the cooler? So you could put a layer of cotton, a layer of packing peanuts, and a layer of newspaper to see if that works the best. What if... So instead of packing the container mostly full of cotton or your packing material, whatever you decide to do, pack it against the walls and leave more space open. So maybe take out, I don't know, half of your packing material, put your ice cube in, and then pack your material up against the walls of the container and put your ice cube in that way. Still in a Ziploc bag, but put it in that way and see if it makes a difference if there's more air inside of your container, because you need room for food inside of your cooler, right? So what happens if there's more open space? Does it melt faster or slower that way? Those are just some ideas that you guys could try kind of on your own at home with just some materials that you have, just to understand how coolers work and how conduction, convection, and electromagnetic radiation work. That is all I have for my science experiment today, you guys. Just something simple that you can do at home with things that you have around the house. I miss all of you very, very much. We can't wait to see you again. Make sure you join us back here today at 2 for another Girl Scouts at Home. And we also have the VIP programs that are virtual that you actually can register for. Some of them are free. Some of them do have a cost. There are some materials involved. You might get some like project materials mailed to you. Make sure you're registering for those, because we want to make sure and keep you guys having a good time and learning and doing things with your Girl Scout experience, even though we can't see you in person yet. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day. It's going to be warm, so I hope you get to play in the sprinklers or go to the pool or do something fun like that. And I will see you back here next time. Bye.